Haystack Astley can't trust his good luck. Following proper a world celebrity in 1987 in his opening solitary Never Go Offer You Up, quantity 1 in 25 countries, he gave it all up to be a household man at the age of 28. 2 years ago he done a preliminary back to piece of music in 50, and scrapbook of sincere, frequently demonstration songs he wrote and manufactured in the Person Cavern at his household in Western London. It once went to quantity A. It amazed the Hades out of me, trust me, says the celebrity. We were all love, which's departure at. Yet, one man was sure of the recording's successful, Haystack's woman Lene Bausager, an Oscar-nominated movie manufacturer who stepped in to act as his officer 5 years back, and never stepped behind. She perhaps had more than faith in 50 rather than I did, to be fair, he says. I don't indicate how I was adverse on it. I was fair creature lifelike proverb, reason is nobody departure to let a 50-year-old guy in the house. Yet she produces movies and she can see a way of a scenario to in fact receive a cinema on a display, and she's made how in the piece of music this successful I'm possessing is due to her, down there's no question on how. She's a large portion of the entire item. The pair met in 1987 while Haystack was at the altitude of his popularity and Lene was work at his Dutch recording sticker. They got along in 1989, ultimately marriage in 2013, and include a 26-year-old child, Emily, who plant as an painter and scenery planner. End of YouTube position by formal Haystack Astley. Unsurprisingly, Lene is all above Haystack's new scrapbook, Nice Lifetime. Thou can be success, you can be a big transactions, but at the end of the day he's the ones we loving how hold us departure, he says. I aware Lene is not for one other amazed in which I do for a residing. He's the honor we shaw every some and the moments of loving how are which we're on. Nice Lifetime was liberated recent monthly and accompanied its forerunner in the top 10. It didn't rather hit quantity A, detained at bay by Duck and Mamma Mia, but the celebrity is philosophic on it. If you include a quantity 1 scrapbook later everyone expects you to do it once again, but it doesn't job love how, he says. Thou include to include all on yours party for how to occur. Thou got to include a lot of good luck, a equitable breeze over thou, and all the otherwise of he. More than essential was proof how 50 wasn't a happy accident, so he rotated downward giving of big behalf producers and written the scrapbook at household, game each tool by oneself. Humble to a error, he downplays his abilities, proverb he has to sit there downward and job of each reef up he can act it. I'm not one of such human beings who'll fair leap on a piano and tell, order, allows to a Beatles night, he laughs. Yet, he does include a sideline game drums in a medium life meltdown relating gang, beating out versions of alternating current /DC's Railway to Hades and verdant dates us fool in pubs about London. He's the largest primordial item you can do in a gang, he says. Thou don't believe of game the piano to ease your stress, do thou? But act drums for part and time and you sense love a various man. So did they replace tips? No precisely. But which a beautiful bundle of folks. My deity, they were wonderful, he says. Same D never met the fuss up the fest, but they grasped the prospect to rickroll their auditorium by game the discovery chords to Smells Love Teenager Ghost, Upbreak in Never Go Offer You Up. They had all to miss and anything to profit, he marvels. Thou aware, they're in front line of 50,000 human beings who completely idolize them and they go, hey, now we're departure to give the guy of. So hats off to them for making he was alike amazed by the gang's weakened relation to popularity. I don't believe any of such folks include a issue departure in a store and purchase several breast milk, he says. Creature about them you believe, these folks appear humane, and how is the largest essential item, very. You feeling how creature regular is essential to Astley, who deflects any questions on his artistic achievements in personality deprecating humor. He's partially personality preservation, he says while same's named up on it. I've been about to lot human beings wherever you fair go, oh my deity, will you fair see in the glass. Whenever I sense myself receive a bit love how, I include the item how taps me on the arm how's not me needing to be all pleasant and lowly, but while our child was unborn, and I was in the medium of my 15 protocol of everything, I mind to myself, thou include to be very cautious, since thee is each departure to martin you or you include to do several decisions. Or my judgment, eventually, was departure to halt making he has no regrets on creature a remain at home daddy, and negotiations in honor on his child's planet-wise relation, they are the at first general how Arndt and Massey reasoned by cash and celeb, he says of Emily and her friends. Which ultimately refundable him to the charts was the easy loving of piece of music. On the close path of nice lifetime, he recalls auditory to the stereo system by the relating of my cot, in Newton Le Willows, Lancashire, absorption all of Food Fate Band's Lava and Dromedary to 12 CPI remixes by New Procedure and the Thompson Gemini, ultimately conclusion away via to Priest. So it goes of virtually departure to see Dromedary in my sibling at the complimentary trading room in Birmingham and human beings making flutist solos, to Vision Shalimar since I mind the songs were wonderful. All how melodic expertise produced him for the realities of de-launching a carrier in his 50s. I'm not fully clueless to the reality how, one day thou re above the age of 21, thou re not departure to get on wireless one. So you include to tell, which do wireless to act, he says. How doesn't indicate how I changing the way my accounting records, audio, but out of all the songs I've acquired, I'll put ones on the behind burner how I don't believe will do feeling on wireless too in how path. He's a prudent surveillance of a man who, allows not overlook, founded of stockpile Aitken Boatman's mercilessly effective pop manufacture link, but it as well explains why the reconsideration of Haystack Astley has been such a successful time. A lot of back 80s acts trust on nostalgic, sames go up in a flesh of job how feels pertinent for a man in his 50s, speaking on lifetime, loving and household in the cozy knowledge of last day get how. He's taking into account his carrier a classical 3-act pattern. Thing how certainly occurred to his woman in her kind as a movie manufacturer? I expect no, he laughs. To be fair, the concept of me making a volume has been aforementioned but I refuged lived quite, he continues. As well, on a private standard, I don't requirement everyone else to aware all the detailed information on my lingerie draftsman. Do you aware which I indicate? Nice Lifetime is out currently.